Welcome back to Iowa Live. Lou and Jackie here. And it's time to talk about some finances and how to keep things that you own, Jackie, as in your house.
Yeah, especially when it comes to bankruptcy and just saving property. Mike Jankins joining us and tell us how to save our home. That's kind of a big deal to people. If they have to lose things in life, they don't want to lose their home, right?
Right, and usually the reason they're having trouble with their home is because they're not paying for it, and that's kind of a minor stipulation if you want to keep your home.
You kind of have to be making those payments, right? Okay, so let's say we're in a situation, maybe we've lost a job, and that's not easy for us to do at this time, and we have to make certain decisions in life, but we really don't want to lose our home. Is there a way you can help us save it?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things a person should think of when their home gets into a foreclosure lawsuit. So when someone says, my home's in foreclosure, there's what the mortgage company says, which it just means it's in their foreclosure department. So that's not really foreclosure. A foreclosure is when someone knocks at your door and hands you papers from the county courthouse where you reside, and it says you're being sued by your mortgage company to take your house away. So when you get those, you got to act and do certain things if you want to save your home.
Right.
Don't bury your head in the sand. Don't toss the papers in the garbage.
It's not going to go away, right?
And pretend, well, it'll go away because they're gone now.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
So it's just really important to start taking some immediate action. If you haven't gone through the process already, call up your mortgage company and see if they will do a loan modification for you. So you'll get some representative and they'll send you a packet and go through those steps. Now, if you've already if you're going through a loan modification at the time you get served these papers, then you can't just hope that everything is going to go through and don't do anything with the papers. These lawsuit papers are really important. When you get them, whether you've started a loan modification beforehand or not, call an attorney. If you're going through the loan modification process and you get the papers, call an attorney and protect your interests. You can't put all your faith in the mortgage company that this is all going to work out and they're working with me because they're such nice people, because they're really not all that nice, and they're going to take your house if you don't protect yourself.
So if you receive those papers for whatever reason, your first phone call should be to a lawyer.
Well, if it was me and I hadn't gone through the loan modification process, I think my first phone call would be to call a mortgage company and start this process of loan modification, because it stretches out and can take a really long time.
Okay. Yeah, it's not going to happen overnight.
Right. And my next call would be to call an attorney that works with foreclosure lawsuits, but you also want to make sure that the attorney also deals in the area of Chapter 13 bankruptcy, because both of those kind of go together. And if the attorney doesn't, and all he does is handle things in foreclosure, he's not going to be able to help you if the foreclosure isn't working out where you can resolve something, or if the loan modification doesn't work out, that attorney's not going to be able to do anything for you later on to save your house.
Right.
So you don't want to be having to keep finding other attorneys.
Right.
So there's several attorneys that handle both these things, so call one of them.
Okay, just double check when you get things going. Right?
Ask them.
Right, ask them. Flat out ask them.
You handle both of these things.
Yeah. And what's that attorney going to do? Why is that such an important call?
Well, so the first thing, if you come to me, what we're going to do is we're going to file a response on that foreclosure lawsuit so that it slows the process up.
Okay.
Now the attorneys for the bank have to go through a lot more steps to be able to conclude the foreclosure than if you do nothing.
Okay, so when they first give you the papers, how much time before they take your house back as a general rule?
Well, the papers say you've got 20 days from being served to have an attorney have somebody file a document to contest the process. Okay. And if you don't within that 20 days, they do have to send you a final 10-day warning letter saying you haven't done anything, you've got 10 more days to act, otherwise we're going to seek default judgment, and the judge will sign the final papers.
Wow.
So it's important to buy this extra time, because while you're protecting yourself, you've slowed up the foreclosure lawsuit. Now you can work with the mortgage company and you have the time to go through the process of loan modification. And the other thing the attorney will do is he will ask in the response, or he'll demand actually, delay of the sheriff's sale. So once the judge signs the decree of foreclosure, then there is an extra delay built in from when they can actually finalize and sell the property at sheriff's sale. Okay. Now, an important thing to note, some people have gone through these foreclosures more than once in their life. they kind of salvage it, get a modification, and they're back in one a few years later. Well, things have changed in the foreclosure law. July 1st of last year, 2018, they made a big change, a really huge change. They changed this delay of sale. It used to be 6 months for the last several decades, and they reduced it to 3-month delay of sale.
3 months.
So if you've been through this process before and you're
like,
assuming you're getting this time, it's half the time now, and that's a really big deal. So there's not as much time to work things out with the mortgage company and loan modification. The other thing the attorney can do for you is if they say, no, we're not doing the modification, or they already turned you down before the foreclosure was filed, well, you can file a Chapter 13 bankruptcy and we can evaluate to see if you've got the financial capability to do that. So you can force the mortgage company to be involved in a court-structured payment program on your back amounts that can take up to 5 years of monthly payments. So we can do that for you in a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. So that's an important reason why you want to hire an attorney right at the beginning, so they can be working with you through this process and at least helping you through these different options.
And an attorney, again, as you said, can handle foreclosures and filing Chapter 13.
That's right.
Yeah, that 5-year period, that is to pay the payments that you are behind on, not necessarily the regular mortgage. Is that correct?
Right. You got to pay back everything that you've missed and all the foreclosure fees and the lawyer fees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the regular mortgage, too.
And also keep up paying the regular mortgage as you go.
Okay, so it isn't a replacement for what your mortgage is, it's just paying the back payments.
It's just your own payment plan for the missed payments.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about some things you absolutely should avoid if you get caught in this situation.
Yeah, so do not listen to all these things you hear on the radio, and don't check the internet and find all these quick magical pills out there that don't exist. There's all these save your home companies that are out there. Well, they're not going to save your home. They can't do any more or any less than you can do, which costs you nothing to get the loan modification. They just submit the same paperwork that you would fill out when they'd send it to you directly, the mortgage company that is, except they charge you several $1,000s to do it.
Really?
And there is no negotiations that occur with the mortgage companies, so nobody has some great area of expertise where they're going to be some specialists say, yeah, we can do things that nobody else can do, and we can discuss and negotiate with the mortgage companies. It's whatever they say. So either they want to do the modification based on the submitted paperwork, or they turn it down, and that's the end of that. There's not a back and forth. Well, what if we do this? It's pretty much one-sided.
Right.
Okay, what else is something we should not do?
So along with these save your home companies, also don't call the save your home law firms, because frankly, it's sorry to say, they're as bad, if not worse, than the save your home private companies. So and these are companies that you're going to find outside the state of Iowa. Again, they're going to be, saying how they're going to be your white knight and save the day. But they're not going to do anything more, and they're not going to do anything less than the save your home companies.
Okay.
They're just going to charge you more because they're lawyers.
Right.
And you'd think because they're lawyers, well, they can help me with my foreclosure lawsuit. Well, unfortunately, what we see is they don't do anything where they could actually take legal action, because you have to be licensed to practice law in the state of Iowa. And for the most part, these people are not. And they're not looking to do that. They just want to get your money and submit those loan modification papers for you.
Okay, and finally, something we do not want to do.
Don't place all your trust in the mortgage companies and their representatives. Just because they're working with you, when you get those papers, call a lawyer. Even if they say, oh, don't worry, we'll help you out with this, call a lawyer anyway, because you need to protect your interests, because they will not.
All right, so the bottom line is call a lawyer. Okay.
A good lawyer. How about that?
Like
a good
this
attorney.
guy right here. Now, people want to get a hold of you, Michael. What's the best way to get a hold of you?
You can call me on the phone at 255-1855. You can find us on the internet at www.iowa-bankruptcylaw.com, or you can follow us on Facebook.
Yeah, so many different pieces to the puzzle here, but again, if you're looking to hang on to your home, there are some ways to do it. But again, the bottom line is call a lawyer if you're in this situation.
Absolutely.
And don't forget to ask, can you handle foreclosures and Chapter 13? Michael, can you handle that?
Can handle both.
Okay.
He's the guy. All right, perfect. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
All right, it is 10.